President Trump. Here's what I've got to say about it. And I hope you'll hear me out. I mean, it's my microphone. I can say what I want to, right? The fact that any American citizen would think that what they did today would solve a problem in this country is absolutely disgusting. You want to solve a problem in this country? On election day, go in there and vote for who you want. You know why? Because before most of you were born, an American soldier died for you to have the right to disagree with somebody else in this country. I'm tired of the hatred. I'm tired of the division. I'm tired of people talking about Trump and Biden. Let me tell you something. There's people in this crowd that agree with Trump. There's people in this crowd that agree with Biden. Guess what? That is your God-given American right to believe whatever you want. That right was fought with sacrifice.
Hey there, everybody. It is I, Dave Mason, a.k.a. The Deuce, and all the other fun things you have grown to know and love about me here at the OTPH show. Yes, I'm playing solo again. I do hope that we straighten things out behind the scenes. It's nothing horrible. Don't worry. But once again, hey, guys, welcome to the show. Tonight, we're going to be talking about a lot of things. We got the inappropriate children book title, because that kind of caught my eye. Joe Biden gets COVID and Joy Reid apparently gets stupid. We're going to talk about the assassination attempt on Donald Trump because, quite frankly, that has been the news that is the news across the nation. We're going to talk about how Tenacious did, Tenacious done, and so much more. And the fun part about it, guys, you guys can help shape the show. Just go click on the comments and let's have an engaging and insightful conversation. But before I go too far, tonight's political conversation should not be met with nasty comments back and forth. And this country has a problem with the temperature and the political fanaticism is at an all-time high. And quite frankly, it's getting very upsetting, disturbing, and infuriating because there is no reason for it. We have so much political hatred in this country. It's getting absolutely astonishing that you could hate someone you don't even know based upon what the media or somebody else told you, but not actual conversation. Guys, tonight's show and every other show on the fun that we do here at the OTPH show is brought to you by Dave'sLogoApparel.com. Go to Dave'sLogoApparel.com for the only fun thing that we have going on here, which is the merchandise, bowling jerseys, and so much more. Now, we had a 988 suicide video. I have forgotten to upload it. Silly me. I had to change to a different StreamYard account. That's neither here nor there. That's not your fault nor your problems. But guys, if you are feeling in any way, shape, or form sad, down and out, and think this world is better than without you, God is not done with you, and you should call the fine folks over at the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. They're here for you. They're going to help you get back on track because we're not done with you. God's not done with you. There is a greater purpose, and it starts with you. Guys, let's have some fun. So the first thing I started doing was I like to try to begin these shows with a little bit of fun. Why? Because all too often these conversations get a little bit infuriating, a little maddening, a little upsetting. So what happened was I started thinking, what would be fun? And then across my Facebook timeline, I happened to notice that someone posted a children's book that had a rather inappropriate title. And so I decided to scour the web to see if I can find the top 15 inappropriate children's books. And with that being said, let's go to have some fun. We're going to start with inappropriate book number 15. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Do You Want to Play With My Balls? It is an actual factual book, guys. You can go to Amazon.com and order this one for your little toddler. And as you can see, little Timmy over there is in the corner eating his balls. So why shouldn't we all eat ours? It makes me worry so much. But remember, we canceled other books because they're quasi-racist. But we can make children's books about Do You Want to Play With My Balls? All right, inappropriate book number 14. I wish Daddy didn't drink so much. This is another one I found out is an actual factual title. So we're tackling apparently inappropriate book title to cover something that most kids don't understand. All right, let's keep going. We are going to book number 3. Who cares about elderly people? I mean, we all do, grandparents and everything else, but this is an actual factual book illustrated by Pam Adams. And this is basically asking an age-old question: do we really care about the elderly? Inappropriate book number 12. The Gas We Passed, The Story of Bart by Shenta Chu. It talks about how many different things Bart. And if you like Bart jokes as much as I do, you're gonna buy that book. And your kids are gonna go around the house asking if certain things Bart. And yes, everything Bart. My next favorite book here. Next time your little one being a little brat. Monsters Eat Whiny Children by Bruce Eric Kaplan. The Monsters Eat Whiny Children book makes you sit down and go, yes. Next time your little one being a brat, start with that book at bedtime. Maybe it'll smarten them up. Our next book of the inappropriate title is number 10, The Night Dad Went to Jail. What to expect when someone you love goes to jail. Just because dad was on the street corner selling methamphetamine doesn't mean anything. Dad was just trying to support his family. This one's kind of funny, and I'm not sure if it's real or not, but hey, let's go with the Polly Paints a Penis. So, Polly Paints a Penis is a telltale book. Not that I'm sure if it's real or not, but quite frankly, yeah. Yeah, hey, Red. Yeah, so there's a lot of things going on here, and most frankly, we're going to keep going. We're going to go to book number 8 on our list, The House That Crack Built.
Hi, Red.
Ian says hi, Red, because he likes to interrupt my show.
Oh, it's for Red.
Oh, it's only for you, Red. Everybody else, apparently, Ian doesn't care about you. So, guys, the house that Crack built. So remember, even you can have a house. This one kind of infuriated me, although some of our fans will love this. If you give a pig the White House. It's an unauthorized parody for adults, and this is where the political fanaticism kind of irritates me. Because that is a problem for me. But yeah, we won't go too much farther. The next book on our list, Find Out by Touching by Paul Showers. An even funnier name. I hope that's a surname. Then we're going to go with another wonderful book, Maggie Goes on a Diet by Paul M. Kramer. We're going down the list. We're on inappropriate book number 4, My Big Sister Takes Drugs. It tackles the problem of a big sister and a little brother, and he notices that the little sister is in fact taking drugs. And I bet Judith Vigna had a good story on that one, probably because it was her. The next one is The Little Book of Self-Awareness, Am I the Asshole? I believe a lot of adults could possibly read this one too. Book number 2 in the inappropriate category, So You Got a Fat Pussy. It's about your cat, but I'm not sure you want to call it that. And our final book on the list, book number 1, The Very Hungover Caterpillar. There seemed to be a little bit of a play on the Hungry Caterpillar, but it's a parody, so I'm pretty sure Josie Lloyd and Emmeline Reese, illustrated by Gillian Johnson, we're just having a little bit of fun, but unfortunately it went a little too far. And guys, all of those books were found on Cafe Mom, I think it's called. Hang on, I'm going to have to look it up, but I apparently scrolled a little too far. Yeah, cafemom.com had those. If you can find any more, by all means, let's have a little fun with that one. Because, yeah, it's a good way to start the show. Because, quite honestly, guys, there's way too much thing going on in this country that really are starting to weigh down the news cycle. And, quite honestly, irritate the ever-loving shit out of me, because quite honestly, the problem I'm having right now is the political fanaticism and the temperature of the hatred between Party A and Party B is becoming so unbearable that it's almost embarrassing. We haven't quite hit embarrassing, but today, speaking of embarrassments, let's talk about Joy Reid. For those of you who don't know, Joy Reid is an MSNBC host who apparently this morning left her brain in her underpants. Joy Reid compared President Biden's COVID-19 diagnosis this week to the shooting that left former President Trump injured over the weekend and pointed out how the two events are being portrayed by the media. She said that these two men are both elderly. Donald Trump is an elderly man who, for whatever reason, was given 9 seconds to take an iconic photo op during an active shooter situation. Weird situation. We'll figure that one out one day. And then she doubled down on saying Joe Biden's COVID diagnosis was that Joe Biden's COVID diagnosis was similar to Donald Trump being shot based upon the fact that, hear me out on this one, they're both elderly. Joe Biden had to cancel a trip to Vegas. And here we are talking about Joy Reid comparing that. Reid wondered out loud if a Biden should be fine in a couple of days, and that doesn't convey the same exact thing. That he's strong enough, older than Trump, to have gotten something that used to be really fatal to people his age. The host then stopped herself, clarifying, I mean, it's not exactly the same. It's not the same incident, but an elderly man coming through out of an illness. So not only did she look stupid, she doubled down. Oh, Hulk Hogan will be at the RNC tonight. Oh my God, I can see it now. What you gonna do, brother? When 10 million Hulkamaniacs in the RNC go wild on you. Yeah, no. Hulk Hogan kind of faded out and he's really fallen down. What happens when the steroids wear off? But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, so okay, Dana White's more badass right now than Hulk Hogan. Tucker Carlson, all right, I love Tucker. See, so as I've been reading through a lot of the news cycles, especially this starting Saturday, what happened to former President Trump? Let's just say this: I don't care for either political party. I don't care for either candidate. Personally, I have no feeling on either one of them. But the problem is that former President Donald Trump had his life put in danger by a whack job, plain and simple, a whack job. But there are so many questions surrounding that, and one of the major problems that I've had since day one with this is it just seemed too coordinated. And I'm not saying either or what side of the aisle had done the coordinating. But you have to believe that, number one, it was not President Trump himself, because I'm not going to say fire a live bullet at me, Mr. Sniper, and hope for the best. So, I mean, Donald Trump was giving a speech in Pennsylvania. Donald Trump was giving a speech in a rally in Pennsylvania and was fired upon by a lone gunman, or what is believed to have been a lone gunman, by the name of Thomas Matthew Crooks. Crooks scaled a building roughly 100 yards away from the stage that the president was on, addressing the crowd when the sound of shots pierced the silent and engaged crowd. One of the shots grazed Trump's ear and went down for cover. Secret Service rushed the stage, and a Secret Service sniper took out Crooks. However, the events are really weird. I have a lot more questions. Before Trump even speaks, the Secret Service, along with local law enforcement, do a sweep of possible security concerns. And they map out the detail, who does what, and all that other thing. And I know that based upon... Oh, see, Red, that's why I love you. I didn't know this. I've been following, but I don't have the same habit. So my concern was these sweeps, and Dan Bongino broke it down. For those of you who don't know who he is, Dan Bongino was a former Secret Service member, former NYPD, turned talk show host, kind of what I do, but he does it better. So he was mentioning on how they do the perimeter walks way before the president even theoretically gets there, and they want to make sure that everything is coordinated, who does what, who has what, who does this, what is this, and down the line. But you had this one building that was within range of virtually anybody, and then you had a cop that saw him apparently for 30 minutes before scaling the building and did nothing. And then you see that later on, the director of the Secret Service stated that they didn't have a sniper or anybody up on that building because the roof was sloped and someone could fall. and I'm not going to get too deeply involved, but yeah, there are a lot more questions, and I'm pretty sure we're never going to get them all. But right now, fingers are being pointed. Secret Service are saying that the police messed up. The police are saying, "Whoa, that wasn't us." When you talk about the local guy, the local law enforcement, anybody who's not Secret Service, so that could be state police, that could be anybody. A couple of the Secret Service members also looked more scared and unsure. One of them was not even able to holster their weapon they were holding. But yeah, there's just so many things. Like one of my main questions is your guy that you're protecting just got shot in the ear, and you're gonna let him stand up while there was. I mean, yes, at that point, I believe they heard that the shooter was neutralized. Blah blah blah. But here's the thing: there was a shot. There were shots fired. Why are you letting the man stand up uncovered? Even if it's just for a picture, it's like no, you keep him down low and you all just huddle him out of there, and get him in the car. So there was so many different things that kind of rang a little bit of a bell. And again, I know I know in my eyes that you can hear people in the crowd yelling that there's a guy on the roof with a gun. You can hear that, and so. But I'm worried because the FBI is actively investigating. This is the FBI that really didn't help Trump during his tenure in office. Biden said the obligatory, the political tension needs to calm down line. But the whole thing was kind of like none of it seemed accidental. None of it seemed like there was not something going on. For those of you who don't know, the director of the Secret Service, which I don't know her name, so give me a second. The Secret Service director is her name is Kimberly Cheadle, where she was a 30-year veteran of the Secret Service. She returned to lead the agency. But the thing is that Cheadle is a diehard Democrat supporter. Whether or not that's true or not, it'll come out, and that's the thing. But she was the one that told the sniper to stand down before he took the shot and before the shooter actually was shooting. So, I mean, I'm not saying it's on her hands. I'm not implying that. But there was a lot of curious events that happened around that time. And if you look at any social media, you go on TikTok, you go on any of those, you're going to find them. There are going to be some that are believable and other ones are laughable. But again, nobody deserves to be shot at. Nobody deserves, because they're trying to do something they believe in, they're passionate about, and they believe they could do a job better than somebody else. They should not be shot at because you don't agree with their political views or their way of doing things. What should happen through the course of humanity. And if you don't like them, don't vote for them. You don't have to. Nobody's holding a gun and saying, you have to like this guy. And that's what a dictator is. And as we get closer to the election, we're going to start debunking some popular myths on that too. That kind of really infuriating. But yeah, Biden was right. And I'm going to say this for the first time ever, but I'm pretty sure someone over there going, if you want to look really good, Mr. President, say that the political temperature needs to calm down. Because it really does. Yeah. And it's really sad right now because, when this sniper who shot the suspect also got fired. But it's not right. All right, whatever happened, and number one, I'm a big proponent that something happened that was coordinated. There was no reason for that kid to be able to scale that building and nobody do anything. 30 plus minutes, 5 minutes later, 10 minutes later, after shots are fired, you take him out. If he's climbing that building with a gun, you should be assuming that, quite frankly, they're about to do something, and you should take them out before they do it. There are memes circulating around Facebook and everywhere else. Some positive, some negative, some far right wing, some left wing. A lot of nut jobs are out there. And politically speaking, again, I have no affiliation. I have no ties. I believe they're all crooks. I just usually vote for the person who scared me the least. That aligns best with what I believe is going to be functional for the country. Our country is in shambles politically speaking because everybody picks a side and believes that that's the team that's going to win. Kind of like when you're watching, You know, back when vampire movies were popular, what the hell was that one? The vampire love story that everybody was like, I'm on this team, I'm on that team. I don't even remember. My brain just shut off. One of those stupid vampire movies. But it's like, guys, those candidates don't care about you. Ask yourself, every time that you've ever voted, has the candidate physically called you up and said, hey, man, thank you for your vote. You're going to be one that I look forward to talking to again so we can absolutely work together to make this country better. Sad truth is, they're not going to do that for you at all because they don't care. They want your vote so they can get in, to get the power to do what they want, to give to those that do what they want to do. Have do things for. I mean, they're going to deal with the lobbyists, the special interest groups, the people paying them more to do something for them. They're not going to pander to you. So why are we getting so wrapped up in this political mumbo jumbo? That's not a point I'm going to be making now, but that's going to be kind of the theme of this entire show tonight. Isn't that quite honest? So when you really break it down and when you really think about it, what the problem is in our country is the political fanaticism. And everybody hates option B. Nobody wants to meet in the middle. That A and B may be the right idea if they just listen and talk to each other. So, we're moving on for now. But for those of you who have been living under a rock, Jack Black and Kyle Gass have formed a band, and they've been popular for some time. They had a movie. The band called Tenacious D. Tenacious D, basically Jack Black, Kyle Gass, they go around touring, singing songs that Jack wrote or whoever wrote, and they have a good time. They're schmucks on stage, and it's fine. During a weekend in Australia, in a concert that they were doing, it was Kyle Gass' birthday. Well, Jack Black was singing Happy Birthday. They brought out a cake, asked Kyle Gass to make a wish, and I'm going to leave the rest for you guys to see, because I got the video right here. So hang on, just hear it out.
Happy birthday, dear Kyle. Happy birthday to you. Make a wish, Canada. Don't miss Trump next time. Thank you. We love you, Paige. Beth, will take it backstage and cut it into pieces, please. Thank you, Beth. Thank you, guys. How about this guy? Kyle Gass. Happy birthday, Captain. Love.
Now, for those of you who may or may not have heard that, that was Kyle Gass, the guy in the yellow shirt, screaming loudly, next time don't miss Trump. Now, there's been a little bit of a fallout from that for both Jack Black and Kyle Gass. Kyle Gass's agent had dropped him as a client. Tenacious D has all but broken up over this because of the backlash. They have basically been kicked out of Australia. And they're just going to keep facing it. They're going to get canceled. And then you're going to see Jack Black disappearing too because he was standing there laughing about it. Listen, I know it caught you off guard and you were probably still trying to be your ever-loving showman. But that kind of hate, that kind of speech, whether you agree with Trump or not, and I don't agree with a lot of what he does, but I also agree with some of what he does. Because that's how it is when you have an open mind. And Kyle Gass basically saying, next time don't miss Trump. That is a problem for me. That right there is my problem. Because Kyle Gass, other than pairing up with Jack Black, who are you? Nobody knows. You've been in one movie that's with Jack Black because it was about your band. Other than that, you would be nobody right now. Your opinion doesn't matter. Even if we knew you well, even if you were the most well-known man on the earth, your opinion doesn't matter. And so, the band had faced backlash. Again, Kyle Gass had been dropped by his agency. They deported them out of Australia. The Australian government basically said, wishing death upon another person is, let's see if I can find the exact quote. Kyle Gass apologized for the remark. He said, the line I improvised on stage Sunday night in Sydney was a highly inappropriate, dangerous, and a terrible mistake. I don't condone violence of any kind in any form against anyone. What happened was a tragedy, and I am incredibly sorry for my severe lack of judgment. I profoundly apologize to those who let down and truly regret any pain that I have. An Australian senator called for the deportation of gas on Monday. Tenacious D should be immediately removed from the country after wishing for the assassination of Donald Trump at their Sydney concert. Babbitt condemned the call for political violence, saying what gas did was not a joke. To advocate or wish for the assassination of a president is egregious, disgusting, filthy, evil, and not acceptable in any way, shape, or form. Anything less than deportation is an endorsement for the shooting and attempted assassination of Donald J. Trump, the 45th and soon-to-be 47th President of the United States. During the popular Australian radio show, Kyle and Jackie O, host Kyle Sandilands and Tenacious D, was now banned from the show. So, yeah. But what I got is I got a video for you guys. You know, I know Scott always had these wonderful videos lined up, and I'm doing the best that I can to keep going. And one of the things that has always kind of bothered me is the continuous long line of hate speech from political leaders, so-called activists, actors, and others that show that they want Trump dead for whatever reason. Sorry. I had a little cough. So I'm going to show you guys the video. And I want you guys to just listen to the absolute hatred these people have just for somebody else.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be.
People need to start taking to the streets. This is a dictator.
You know, there needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives.
Enemies of the state.
Show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
Do something about your dad's immigration practices, you feckless.
When they go low, we kick them.
How do you resist the temptation to run up and wring her neck?
The biggest terror threat in this country is white men, most of them radicalized right up to the right.
I thought he should have punched him in the face. I said, even if you lost, he insulted your wife.
Yes.
He came down the escalator and called Mexicans rapists and murderers. He said, well, what do you think I should have done? I said, I think you should have punched him in the face and then gotten out of the race. You would have been a hero.
I'd like to punch him in the face. I said if we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
Punch some people in the face!
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump, and that's a fact.
Look as his character is stabbed to death.
Where is John Wilkes Booth when you need him?
I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
A Missouri state senator is under investigation by the Secret Service after saying she hopes President Trump is assassinated.
I will go and take Trump out tonight.
And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
And sadly, the domestic enemies to our voting system and our honoring our Constitution are right at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
They're not going to stop before Election Day in November, and they're not going to stop after Election Day. And that should be, everyone should take note of that on both levels, that this isn't, they're not going to let up, and they should not.
If you think we're rallying now, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Absolutely sickening. Absolutely sickening. The sickening truth that it's on both sides of the aisle. Yes, right now it looks more like the Democrats are doing it because they are really, there's more and more and more pressure being put on Joe Biden to just drop out of the race. And there's more and more pressure on Democrats to figure out how to solve the Trump problem because they don't want 4 more years of Trump. And it's not because of anything the media has told you. Let's start with the whole dictator argument. Donald Trump cannot become a dictator. After these next 4 years, he's out. And he can never run again. Legally, he can never run again. It's not like you can go, you know what, the laws don't apply to me. The laws apply to you, sir. Yes. Okay, he had 34 felony counts. Now we're finding out those were pretty much bullshit, too. But here's the thing. The political fanaticism is the problem in the country. It is absolutely the biggest thing. It is destroying, it is wrecking this great country of ours. Yeah, Maxine Waters, who no offense, looks like a librarian who's just about to get fired. Going around, we have yet to start. No. See, the problem is when you got to resort to violence, it's because you know you're not going to win. You're scared at that point. Do I think Trump is the cure-all, end-all, be-all? No. But I can also remember under Donald Trump, I could afford things. I remember under Donald Trump that the inflation numbers weren't jumping up, and then we were celebrating minor victories when things slowed down. I remember under, listen, again, I voted for Trump twice. Yes. Am I a hardcore MAGA supporter? No. I believe the man's an asshole too. I won't lie. I believe wholeheartedly that Trump has done some bad things. Trump has done some good things. Biden hasn't done anything. And Biden's entire political career, the one thing he could hang his hat on is that 1993 crime bill. And if you ever want to look up a fucked up piece of legislature, we'll look that one up. But that's the problem. You see, we don't want to talk to people who don't coexist with our beliefs. Am I conservative? I don't know. I believe that anything we need to do to get something done to make it better, I say we do it. I think we should throw caution to the wind sometime, but other times we got to make that safe, idealistic choice to make something better. But it's not necessarily mean that I'm a conservative or I'm an leftist or I'm a loony bin. It means I have my own ideas. I believe that this country would be better off if we took away both parties and said, listen, get the hell along or get the hell out of office. For those of you who think Donald Trump is going to come in and just start spreading hate, look at what the media did the entire 4 years he was there. Yes, Trump was no saint, but Trump wasn't as bad as they made him look. Oh, he is the Antichrist. No, he's not. Is he a vile human being? Yes. Does he say things that sometimes make you scratch your head and wonder why a sane human being would say that? Correct. Has Biden said things that you believe that no coherent person would ever say? Yes. That does not excuse anybody from the hate, wishing death on someone, wanting to punch you in the face because you don't live up to what they believe that you need to live up to. They don't. See, we in America now like to protest violence with more violence. Just destruction of life with destruction of property and everything else around us. There was one part there where Johnny Depp said, name an actor who had ever assassinated a president. That was easy. That John Wilkes Booth and Abraham Lincoln. Booth was an actor. He was actually in the play, I believe, that they were saying that night. But ultimately, the thing is this. Number one, they don't care about you. And I can't say that enough. They don't give two shits about you. They really don't. But yet you get so wrapped up in political party A, political party B, political person A, this guy's better because he doesn't do this, he doesn't do this. And then the live, our media should not care about what their opinions are. They should only care about what the news. Go back to the days of Walter Cronkite and Peter Jennings, where they just sat there and they told you what the news is with a straight face and they moved on to the next one. But instead, you got Fox News, MSNBC, you got CNN. CNN is not really news. I believe they're the WWE of the media, but that's just me. But you got all these guys that are continuously spreading hate and demeaning another human being, parading. Look, none of Donald Trump is not a perfect person. We know this. He said things during the 2016 presidential campaign that you just sat there and went, "Why did you say that? That makes no sense, sir." And that year, I voted for him over Hillary Clinton because I believe that since I could trust Donald Trump more with an email account, that I'm pretty sure that he'd be better with the keys to the country. It had nothing to do with sexism. It literally was. I don't think Hillary was the option that we needed at that time, and I'm proud to say that I believe I was right. I voted for Trump against Biden. I never thought Biden had any mental capacity to do the job. He looked frail and old even 4 years ago. He looked confused and distant and distraught, incapable of doing basic things. It's getting worse, and I am pissed off at his wife, Dr. Jill Biden, for allowing her husband to be transported around the country like a sideshow. For what? Your own party has already stated loudly they don't think Biden can beat him. They're trying to put all their eggs in a basket and hope Kamala Harris to beat him, but nobody likes her either. I mean, she is proof positive you can sleep your way to the top. She also prosecuted more black people for marijuana-style crime than anything else, but, you know, she's the perfect example. Oh, wait, she's not even black. Never mind. But so the issue I'm having is, again, political fanaticism. Again, wishing death and harm on somebody else because you don't agree with their political point of view. Explain how this is anything that should be why this should be anything that we should be excited about. That these guys are coming in here and they're telling you, "Oh my gosh, I'm a celebrity, and you're going to listen to my politics." We're not going to listen to your politics. Listen, Madonna, you were making terroristic threats. Why nobody investigated that, I'll never know. But you said that you thought often about blowing up the White House. Go on stage, dance and sing, entertain us, get off the stage and shut up. And that's it. And that's what the problem is. I'm just looking up something. Ricky Gervais' monologue of the 2020 Golden Globe stated it best. If you're unfamiliar with that one, that's the one where you basically said, come up here, grab your statue, thank your agent, thank your team, thank this person, that person, and get off. It's not a stage to make a political post because you guys are not in a position to make those. And it's true. Even during a Super Bowl halftime show, Lady Gaga decided to make it about something to do with an anti-President Trump type thing. And it's like, dude, listen, we want to hear Puff Up Poker Face. We want you to sing about 5 more songs and get off, you Madonna wannabe. That's it. We don't care about your political beliefs there, Robert De Niro. Why? Because you're not me. I don't have to like it because you were in a movie I watched. Okay, Meet the Fockers was okay. But I have to also admit you were pretty good in Rio too. So the more and more I watched, I pay attention to politics just for this show, the more and more I realize no matter who wins, we're at a point of nobody's going to be happy. Speaking of needing to be happy, I need to bring back the happy here. What I've done is I found a couple videos, and apparently one of them didn't save appropriately, but one of them did, so I'm happy for that one. But here's the first video I'm going to have randomly for you, just because I can.
Excuse me, ma'am. Can I get my large fry?
Oh, that one tasted kind of nutty, didn't it? I would have sent that one to corporate and be like, I don't know if you washed your hand, but I'm pretty sure I know the answer. That is sick, and I'm surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened more often. But yeah, you're digging for butt gold on that one, and that's just gross. The one I wanted was a different. I'll have to find it. Now a lot of us adults, especially me included, when we go near the toy aisle because we got kids, we like to find those toys that we can set off in a row, or maybe make a little dirty comment to make it repeat just because it's funny. Ha ha ha, the little toy said something funny. This kid is a genius. Whoever this person is, kudos to you for making me laugh from a really good place last night.
When I turn red, say something, and I'll mix it into a song. Here we go.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was a happy camper on that one. I was a very happy camper on that one. That is genius in motion. Yeah, it was just, it's unfortunate, you know. This is the point of the show where I get a little misty-eyed, and I want to thank you guys for everything you do here at the OTPH show. With you guys as our faithful followers, 1,233 strong of you. You make the show easy to write. You make the show willing to keep going and produce and pop forward, because you guys are the ones that keep the show tied together. I'm the one that runs to try to figure out how to make you guys entertained and keep you guys here for a while. But you guys are also the ones that keep me going, because I find this to be fun, entertaining, and thought-provoking. But without you guys, the show is nothing. Without the comments, without the interactions, the back and forth, this show good. Don't get me wrong, but it's so much better with you guys around. I am very, very honest about that one. So, guys, if you're watching me on my personal Facebook account, my recommendation would be head on over to the YouTube channel that I put literally in the post that I made tonight, and come and watch, comment. Let's have a little fun. Let's have an engaging conversation. Not political hatred, not political bullshit, but literally just have an engaging conversation. A bunch of adults talking is always a good thing. So the more I think about it, the more and more I can't thank you guys enough. You guys are the one keeping the show afloat. If you're new and you haven't seen this show before, by all means, go to hit the subscribe, the notification, and enjoy the ride that you're helping create. Because it's you guys that help create this show. It's you guys that make it easier for me to keep going. And for more, and for all, as long as I can think of, you guys have been here from start to finish, and I can't thank you enough. Now, you guys, there's a little cheesy promo that I have to do here, just because, the sponsors in my ear yelling at me. By the way, me. But there's a 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline jersey. If you just go to davidlogoapparel.com, it is literally right there on the front page. I donate money back to the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline because those guys are the ones that are the real stars of the show. They're the reason why, you could be here tomorrow, because they're going to talk to you no matter what. So, you guys are amazing. You guys are fun. And we love you. But now, I have to rant. Again, as I say time and time again, the political fanaticism in this country is rather embarrassing. The temperature of this election is really high, and it's leading to a lot of stupidity on both sides of the aisle. This is not a fighting matter. Let these guys fight it out in the political ring, but not violently. No matter who you believe the right candidate is, no matter your affiliation, your belief, or who you believe is an antichrist, the fact is no human being deserved to be shot at. No one deserved to be killed by the hands of another individual. The fact that this wasn't racially motivated, wasn't involved in a fight or anything, this shooting toward President Trump with someone who didn't know him, who hated him for whatever reason, we'll never know. We will never know. The fact that you hit a man due to X, Y, or Z is appalling, and is exactly what is dividing our country. The division is what the politicians want. They know it's easy to conquer those divided. You ain't going to help the guy in the other aisle. So they already know that. They're excited about that because they want you divided, because you can conquer those who are divided. We're divided, and people have no clue who you are and don't care about you either. They want your vote and power. That is it. The fact that Trump's image is that of a fascist dictator who will close our borders and give the wealthy tax breaks is upsetting to say the least. Let's not forget racism. I'm not the most hardened Trump supporter. I may say crap about Biden, but I'll never shoot him. I won't wish harm on him. It is that way. I have Facebook friends, past, present, future, who have made statements on 99% of anything non-political and made it political. I have friends who won't listen to reason and facts. I have friends who could care less. Ultimately, politics are a diverse and means of conversation. There's no clear right answer, and those who are charged with giving us the right answer don't care about it. They want money and power. We report the political scene because everyone cares too deeply, but the politicians don't. Don't play the game. Respect everyone's opinion, agree to disagree, and be open-minded, because that's what they don't want. They don't want us being informed, knowledgeable, and willing to be united. It defeats their plan. We are the power in the USA. It's time for us to reclaim it. Every 4 years, we can reboot the government from a presidential standpoint. Every 2, we can re-elect a new senator. So if you're due to that office and he's pulling a Bernie Sanders who has never written one piece of legislation in an entire multi-decade career, get him out of there. Obviously, he's not there for you. He's there for the money. He's there for the glory and the glitz and the glamour and the fame. But remember, the person who doesn't share your political beliefs has that right. That is the beauty of this country. That is the beautiful of the land of opportunity that is the United States. You don't like it? Oh well, it is not your business to decide that, guys. You guys, we all have to realize this, and I know there's a bunch of us that do, and there's a bunch that still won't. They don't care about you. They want your vote. They're going to pull at your heartstring. They're going to say things that if you align yourself closely, you're just dumb enough to repeat it. Is Trump a racist? No. There are many ways to point that is not true. If you do a little research, 5 minutes to find out what Donald Trump has done for the black community. Oh, but he's a fascist. Half the people who claim that don't even know what fascism is. Think about that. They don't even know. But here we are. Oh, he's a fascist dictator. Now, in fact, Joe Biden's done more executive order than anybody else. But it's Trump that's the dictator, right? Trump closed the border. There were no war anywhere in the world under Donald Trump's leadership. There was an action plan to get out of Afghanistan with the Taliban that we said basically we're going to leave you guys alone. If your monkey's not ours. Within no time of Biden taking over, all hell broke loose, and we decided to leave millions and millions and millions of dollars of stuff with the keys in it. That was embarrassing for the country. Oh, but Donald Trump was already out of office. Joe Biden didn't follow the plan. But I'm not saying it's Biden's fault either, because everybody knew Trump was out and a strong one. Russia didn't invade Ukraine. Russia didn't invade anybody because Trump went, you don't want to do that. Don't do it. I don't recommend you do it. And I'm not saying Trump did that on his own, but Trump put down that strong front. We are not to mess with. Gaza and Israel got along. Well, they may not have gotten along, but they weren't fighting each other. No wars under Trump. He started securing the border. Joe Biden didn't open up wider than a hooker's leg. But I'm not saying Trump was better, because there's something Trump did that made you scratch your head. Trump also lost basically the last year of his presidency due to COVID. He handled it, and he was very active. Biden is reactive and very weak. Am I saying at this point that Biden couldn't do it? I am saying that directly. Joe Biden should be retiring to a life of being able to live outside the political eye, because there is something mentally going on with him, and it's not fair that they keep trotting him out, making him look like a complete idiot and an imbecile. And Joe Biden, you should be standing up for your husband, and you should be telling him enough is enough. He's not well. He needs to get help. The more we get involved in a political fanaticism, the more we stand up and say, you know what? Donald Trump is a fascist dictator. That's why I'm voting for Biden. How about this? Do your own research. Don't let the media tell you that. Don't let Whoopi Goldberg or Joy Behar tell you that either. But love each other. Guys, I'm going to be signing off for the night. I know I kind of raced through a show, but kind of hard to keep up with that hour show. I'm not blaming Scott. Scott, handle what you need to handle, my man. The show's here. If you ever want to come on, you are more than invited. More than invited. I will set up a show just for that. But guys, since I'm going to end it, I'm going to do the good night. Well, show's over. I'm reminding you guys that both sides of the aisle suck, but there's not enough room in the middle. Go to DaveLogo.com, Dave Logo Apparel. I've met my own website for all your apparel and more needs. Need anything special? Click the chat box and I'll get back to you ASAP. But guys, listen, life's short. Live, laugh, love, and learn. Love with all your heart and forgive with that same gusto. Humanity needs a human comeback. I love you guys, and I'll be here Friday night at the Bowling Squirrel taking on a 39-foot pattern. Kind of heavy oil in a Callahan Open pattern at Chicopee Bolero. I will probably be miking up my main man, Alvin Holder, once again. Because we love Alvin. Alvin's a great guy. For you guys who are here, his name is AR84 here, but to me, he's Alvin. Great guy. Love him. Guys, I will see you tomorrow night at the Bowling Squirrel live at Chicopee Bolero. We're going to be doing a pattern I've never bowled on. And if it's anything as entertaining as last week, you guys are in for a real shit show for me. All right, guys, I love you. Have a great night. From all of us here at the OTPH, guys, you are awesome. We love you. Keep coming back. Like, subscribe, notification. That way you always know when I'm here. And, guys, love each other. Have fun.